Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Oak Grove in Lamar County. It's time for Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. The Bobcats looking to go 2-0 on the year. This game against 2A powerhouse Taylorsville out of Smith County. I'm Kelly Sander. Lucky to be here today. I was supposed to be down in Poplarville with a Pearl River basketball game, but COVID reasons canceled that game. So glad to be here today. A little bit warmer conditions here inside the Oak Grove press box. We finished the game 35 degrees last night, and I think I regained feeling in my toes at about 1 o'clock this morning. But the Bobcats in their powder blues on the road, and they will be the visiting team in this game against Taylorsville. Hayden Barrett will lead off and play left field. Ty Little playing second, batting second. Marshall Phillips bumped up to the 3-hole. He's playing shortstop. Hayden Nord, the pitcher today, batting fourth. Levi Odom batting fifth. He's playing third base. Cross Sibley, the starting pitcher in last night's game, he is batting in the sixth spot and playing right field. Then 7, Andrew Knight, who was the winning pitcher in relief last night. Knight playing first base with Norrid on the mound. Ethan Altman behind the plate. He's batting 8th today. And Hayes Rayner, the center fielder for Sumrall, batting 9th. So against the Tartars, it's Barrett, Little, Phillips, Norrid, Odom, Sibley, Knight, Altman, and Rayner. Next scheduled game for the Bobcats is Tuesday night at Jackson Academy, but more rain is in the forecast for tomorrow night and Monday, and that field at JA does not drain very well, so there's a chance that that game would be moved to Sumrall, but right now it's scheduled to be played at JA. So we'll keep you posted on all the different social media sites where you can keep track of the Bobcats. On the mound, pitching today for the Tartars is Tyler Booth. Taylorsville, you think a 2A school, but they've got good-looking athletes. They've won football championship after football championship. They've got plenty of baseball titles to their credit as well. So the Bobcats aren't afraid to play anybody in baseball. You got two of the bigger powerhouses, just like last night. Sumrall took on Petal and was victorious in that game at Larry Knight Field. Larry Knight actually in attendance today to get to watch his youngest son, Andrew. And today he's just getting to be a regular fan as the Bobcats come to bat here in the top of the first inning. And already Barrett is being asked to dispense of a chain around his neck. No jewelry allowed. And so that'll have to, and that's for safety reasons. If he were to slide and to choke or something like that, that's why a lot of the teams, will not allow, and some umpires are more sticklers about it than others as far as allowing jewelry. After that Super Bowl game a couple of years ago, the Atlanta Falcons don't allow any of their players after that massive choke they put on in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Remember that about 4 years or so ago? Anyway, here's Barrett to lead it off here in the top of the first inning against Tyler Booth. First pitch is low, ball 1. Wind blowing out toward right field here today at Oak Grove. Oak Grove's field is all natural grass except for the home plate area, where it's that synthetic surface like Sumrall has. There's a strike on the corner, 1-1 to the leadoff hitter for the Rawcats, Hayden Barrett. Hunter Barrett, remember his older brother who played the hot corner for Sumrall for some time. Swing and a miss. Barrett behind in the count now. 0-2. The scoreboard not working here at Oak Grove. It can get more money from the Biden administration by not working, so the scoreboard taking the day off. So we'll have to really stay on top of the count and the score here for you. 0-2 pitch coming. Check swing. Did he go? And he did. Barrett is out on strikes. One away. And that'll bring up Ty Little, the Sumrall second baseman who swings it from the left side. We'll give you the Taylorsville lineup when the Tartars come up to bat. The Tartars again serving as the home team here in this game that was slated to start at 12 noon, but getting started just a little bit late. The Sumrall JV guys got to play a little bit prior to this one. First pitch to Little is swung on and fouled out of play over here to our left. This game was originally scheduled for 2:30, but Madison Central was having travel problems getting down here, so the schedule was rearranged. And I actually came from the Jackson area this morning, and there is still significant snow on the ground in Jackson, believe it or not. You get down to about McGee and you don't see it anymore, but there's significant snow cover still in Jackson. That pitch is high and away, 1-1 now to Ty Little. Glad that you're with us on the Sumrall YouTube channel. Bobcat Baseball brought to you and powered by Dandy Dan's with 2 locations in Bellevue and Sumrall. Outside 2-1, Marshall Phillips on deck. Bobcats with a quality win last night over a good pedal team. Looking to make it 2-0 today against Taylorsville. There's a foul tip. 2-2 now to Little. The second sacker. And again, the Bobcats obviously wearing their powder blues. For whatever reason, the guys really like these uniforms, these powder blues. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Inside. Booth tried to nibble that inside corner of the plate. And Little kind of leaned in a little, thinking that maybe if it would clip him, he'd be down to first base. So the payoff pitch coming on 3-2. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So 2 up and 2 down for Booth. And here is the shortstop, Marshall Phillips. Phillips had trouble putting the ball in play last night. And talking to the Bobcat coaches after the game, with Phillips at the plate, it's all confidence. If he can put it in play, he's got tremendously quick hands. And, of course, being a football player, too, he's in the weight room a lot. Strong kid. If he can get a hold of one, that breaking ball way outside. Now the wind has died down. And those who know me would say the only wind is in the press box now. And that would be a fair argument, I guess. But now it's kicked up again. Again, blowing out toward right field. That's pretty much the traditional direction that the wind blows here at Oak Grove. 1-0 pitches, cue balled off the end. 1-1 now. Should Phillips reach, then Norrid would come to the plate. Hayden Norrid, who has committed to Pearl River, where he will play for Coach Michael Avalon next year. Pearl River split with Jones yesterday, which is where Larry Knight is now coaching. The pitching coach at Jones. 1-1 pitch, chopped foul wide of third. Levi Odom, the newcomer over there at third. He's batting 5th today for the Bobcats. Tartars playing Phillips straight up the middle. Swung on. There's a drive toward left field. That ball is misplayed in left field by Ty Keys. Rounding first on his way to second is Phillips. That'll be a straight double. A 2-out double for Phillips. He's there in scoring position with 2 outs. And Norrid will get a chance to plate him here. Keys just misplayed it. He started to his left. And there has been enough rain where it's still a little bit slick out there in that natural grass outfield. And Keys just could not regroup in time to move back to his right to pull that one in. So with 2 away, Phillips doesn't have to worry about being doubled up. He would score easily on a base hit. And here's Norrid, who could help his own cause with a base hit. Booth goes from the stretch position here now with 2 away. That pitch is down. Gets away from the catcher, throw to third, but Phillips is there in plenty of time. Good job by the third baseman, Brady Quinn, to knock it down. Otherwise, Phillips would score. So now a pass ball would plate Phillips. And it's a 1-0 count to Norrid. And the aforementioned Levi Odom on deck. The 1-0 pitch. That's position A for strike 1. A ball and a strike here. Our text number, you can always reach us in the press box at 601-310-7077. That's 601-310-7077. Put that number in your phone. Let us know who you're cheering for, where you're watching the game from, and we'll make sure we give you a shout out here on our Bobcat webcast. 2-1 the count to Norrid as that pitch bounced in there. Andy Davis successful in his debut as manager of the Bobcats down there at third. Steve Cooley at first. 2-1 pitch is away. 3-1 now to Norrid. When Norrid is a big, strong-looking kid, good-looking athlete. Pearl River got a good one with him. And he's a dual position player. He can pitch and could play first base. Hits with power. Here's the 3-1 offering from Booth, and that's ball 4. That's away. So the Bobcats making a little bit of noise here with 2 outs, and here comes Levi Odom now. And Norrid will be lifted for Cade Dito. Dito will run for him at first base. So Cade Dito, who started in right field last night for Sumrall, he will run for the pitcher. Runners at the corners for Sumrall as the Bobcats bat here in the top of the first. No score, 2 outs. First pitch to Odom. And the first pitch going, and Dito streaks down to second base. Now, if you were a child of the 70s, you wouldn't want to streak down to second base. You'd wind up in jail. And for you millennials, you'll have to Google that to know what I'm talking about. Runners at second and third now. Oh, the things we did back in the 60s and 70s. How are we still alive? So a base hit would plate 2 here. See what Odom can do on a 1-0 pitch. Swung on. There's a shot to left field. That's a base hit. That drops in. This should score 2. Dito rounds third. He will score easily. Odom delivers a 2-out single, and Sumrall is up 2-0. Now batting number 25, left fielder, Chris Gilby. So here's Cross Sibley now. Nice job by Odom, waiting back on it and put it right over the shortstop's head. Ford Eaton had no play. It was a base hit all the way. And here is Sibley now. Again, the starting pitcher last night. Sibley, the left-hander, is headed to Jones next year, where he will be reunited with Coach Larry Knight. First pitch to him is high and inside. And the book on this Sumrall team is, if the Bobcats feel like, anyway, if they can plate 4 or 5 runs, that ought to be enough. This pitching staff is as deep as any team in the state at any classification. They are loaded and deep on the bump. 2-0 now to Sibley. I was talking to Cross after the game last night, and I told him, I said, I forgot your sister's name. I've always just called her Brown Eyes. He said, well, her name's Katie, don't forget. I said, okay, so I got to give Katie a shout out today. 2-0 pitch is there. 2-1 now to Sibley. Should he reach, then Andrew Knight would come to the plate. Andrew Knight wearing the old number 10. And I think Larry wore 11, didn't he? Maybe he wore 10. There's a pitch that's into the screen. The old hit and run looked like it was on there. So Odom will go back to first. We talked about kind of the different families, how the Odoms have 4 boys whose names begin with the letter L. The Norrids have 3 boys whose names begin with H, and the Knights have 3 boys that begin with the letter A. That is wild, isn't it? Throw over to first base. Not in time, but again, Odom doesn't have to worry about being doubled up with 2 away. He'll be going on contact. All this damage that Sumrall has done has been with 2 outs. That's a killer sometime, isn't it? Odom on the move. Throw to second base is wide of the bag, and because of that, Odom is in safely. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I think that was ball 3. And I think it's 3-1. But again, the scoreboard not working here. It is. 3-2 now. Payoff pitch coming. That's outside. Sibley is aboard. So a force at any base except home. And timeout is called. The Tartars will talk this over. This visit to the mound brought to you by State Farm Insurance agent Stacy Clark in Prentice. Find out how you can save money by bundling your auto, home, and life insurance. Stacy Clark, your Prentice State Farm Insurance agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Sumrall leading 2-0. Hayden Barrett led off but struck out. Ty Little couldn't put the ball in play. So the Bobcats were 2 up and 2 down. Then Marshall Phillips hit a double to left. Norad walked on 4 straight pitches. Then Odom with a soft liner to left field scored 2 runs. Odom advanced on a steal and Sibley walked. So you got runners on first and second with 2 away. And here's the winning pitcher from last night's game, Andrew Knight, who pitched 3 innings in relief last night and struck out 6. And Sibley averaged 2 strikeouts per inning. Oh gosh, yes, I forgot one of the NORAD boys. I forgot one of the boys. So there's 4 NORAD boys that have names beginning with H. 1-0 pitch coming. That's on the corner. A ball and a strike. To Knight. Should Knight reach, then Ethan Altman would come to the plate. Altman was put into use last night and threw a guy out at second from his knees. Swing and a miss. Change up there that Knight was out ahead of. Lisa and Darren Norad are watching the game on the YouTube channel, married 22 years ago today. What was she thinking? That pitch is too high. The Bobcats have sent 8 to the plate here in the top of the first. A day soaked in sunshine and actually a little bit of warmth. Not getting cocky, but we'll take any warmth we can get at this point. Swung on. This is a pop-up. Might stay in play. Coming over toward the Bobcat dugout. And that pitch that was caught, I believe, by Tyler Booth, the pitcher. Coming off the mound, he does make the grab, and that's it for the Bobcats. But they come up with 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Rawcats come up with 2, and Sumrall leads Taylorsville 2-0. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. Bobcat Baseball powered by Dandy Dan's. Kelly Sander back in Oak Grove as Hayden Norad begins his warm-up tosses. Let's take a look at the Tartar lineup. Cedric Beavers will lead it off and play right field. Kelby Jordan, he's a good-looking athlete. He's batting second. He's in center field today for Coach Dusty Hillman. Carson Evans, the catcher, bats third. He'll be followed by Aiden Moffitt. Moffitt is a Taylorsville Tartar legacy. His brother Austin Moffitt played at Pearl River. Tyler Booth, then the pitcher, bats next. Ty Keys in center field, batting sixth. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is Ford Eaton. Mason Sims, the DH, is batting eighth, and he is swinging it for the third baseman, Brady Quinn. And then Dorico Crosby, the second baseman, bats ninth. So for Taylorsville, it's Beavers, Jordan, Evans, Moffitt, Booth, Keys, Eaton, Sims, and Crosby to face old number 12, Hayden Norred. Anita Sumrall checking in today. Beautiful day for baseball indeed. Good luck to the Bobcats. She's watching from home today. It's always sunny and 70 at the house, that's for sure. But man, I'll tell you, I'm glad that I made it in time. Didn't miss a single pitch of Bobcat baseball today. So your battery is Norrid and Altman. And we're getting ready for the bottom of the first inning. Bobcat baseball powered by Dandy Dan's, but 2 locations in Bellevue and in Sumrall. So there's Cedric Beavers leading it off. The right fielder. Taylorsville, just a terrific sports story with as few kids as go to the school. Just about every single guy plays on one of the sports teams at least. First pitch from Norrid. Jammed him and he fouled it away for strike 1. Other businesses making the webcast possible include Real South Hunting and Alpha Insurance agent Casey Long. We thank them for their support of Bobcat baseball on the web. 0-1 pitch, brought it a little bit high, 1-1. So the Bobcat infield has Odom even with the bag at third. Marshall Phillips on the back edge of the grass at short. Ty Little on the back edge at second. And Andrew Knight patrolling first base. Swung on, a little number right back toward the middle. Phillips is going to have to grab it. Quick release throw, not in time. That'll be an infield hit for Beavers. And usually that's what you get with a leadoff guy, somebody that'll put the ball in play and then run like a deer. So here's Kelby Jordan now. Boy, does this guy look like a baseball player, doesn't he, Kelby Jordan? Center field, good-looking athlete. So you got two pretty big kids against each other here. Norrid on the hill. And Jordan at the plate. Runner going first pitch. Throw by Altman is perfect, but just underneath it is Beavers. He was going on the first pitch, and that pitch was just a little bit high. So 1-0 to Jordan, with Beavers at second base now. The old adage, you can't steal first, but you can steal second, and that's exactly what happened. Norrid looks in to get the sign. The right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball inside, and he hit him. Boy, an auspicious start here for 12. That first one that Beavers put into play was weak contact for sure, but it counts as a base hit all the same. And here's Carson Evans, the big, powerful catcher for Taylorsville. And this guy is an 8-cylinder model for sure. So we'll see how the Tartars play it here with nobody out. And Norrid went off of the mound thinking that Evans might show bunt, but you wouldn't think that a number 3 guy that hits with power would lay down a bunt. Swung on, popped it out of play right behind home plate. So Norrid tried to challenge him with the heater, and Evans would like to have that one again, but he fouled it out of play. Dusty Hillman, the coach of Taylorsville. And if I'm not mistaken, Taylorsville's going down to 1A in the next go-round. Man, you'll have Taylorsville in 1A, Lumberton in 1A. There'll be some good schools. There's a shot up the middle. Base hit. This will score 1. Everybody else will pull the parachute. So it's an RBI single for Evans. That was a sharply hit ball up the middle. So here's Aiden Moffitt now, again, whose brother Austin Moffitt played at Taylorsville and then went on to Pearl River. And then I think West Alabama, which used to be the old Livingston State back in the black and white days of black and white TV. So still nobody out here for the Tartars. And they have so far been able to put the bat on the Norad fastball. So that one was up. And Moffitt swung through it. Phillips and Odom both coming in to give words of encouragement to their starting pitcher. Thanks to Rainforest Car Wash and Recommended Collision Repair for their support of Bobcat baseball on the web. Recommended, I like that name, Rec with a W. Now, they're not recommending that you get a wreck. They're just saying that if you are in a wreck, they'll be glad to professionally fix it for you. There's a little looper into right field. That ball is down. And it gets under the glove of Sibley in right field. This scores one. Everybody else will hold up. That's another run in for the Tartars. So Moffitt, a single and an error, puts Moffitt at second. So runners at second and third, and Andy Davis now goes out to the hill. Still, nobody out with 2 runs across. We're tied at 2. 3 hits in the inning. And it was a minor bobble in right field, but it was enough to advance the runner to second base. That, by all rights, should have been a single. Sibley thought the ball was going to come up, and it didn't. That turf is wet out there, and it's going to be tough for anything to come up out of that grass. So here's Tyler Booth, the pitcher now, whose mates have given him a little bit of help. And now he can help his own cause here with runners on second and third and nobody out. First pitch swinging, and that's foul off to the right side. You got to give the Tartars credit for one thing. They're up there looking for fastball on the first pitch. They're seeing it mostly, and they're ripping at it. So 0-1 to Booth, the number 5 man in the order. The 0-1 pitch. There's a shot to right field. That ball is down. Sibley's got this one. We'll throw it in. That'll be cut off by Knight. But it's a RBI single. Evans scores. Moffitt advances to third. So Booth with an RBI. It's 3-2. Tartars, and here's the center fielder, Ty Keys. Imagine that, a guy named Keys in Taylorsville. That would be like a guy named Holofield in Laurel, right? Or Ladner on the coast. There's no Keys in Taylorsville. Runners at the corners here for the Tartars and nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Hayden Norad off to a bumpy start here. The first hit by Beavers was weak contact, but other than that, Evans, Moffitt, and Booth have all hit it fairly hard. So again, runners at the corners. Bobcats looking for an out. Breaking ball away. Ford Eaton, the Taylorsville shortstop, on deck. Again, Sumrall scheduled to play at Jackson Academy on Tuesday night. And then I think they go 2 pedal on Thursday. That's inside, 2-0 now. to Keys. And of course, when pitchers don't find the plate, then they're forced to load that fastball up right down the tube, and then that's when you get tattooed. Here's the 2-0. That one's right down the middle, but Keys swung through it. Keys, one of the few players, too, that will wear the jersey number 13. Very few guys will do that. Superstitious, of course. The guys that won't do it. 2-1 the count. Norrid needs to get an out here. He and his Bobcat teammates. Set up for the double play. 2-1 pitch, check swing, and he went. Yeah, he did. They do appeal it, and he most certainly did. Good job by Altman asking for the appeal. The home plate umpire does not have to ask for the appeal. But Altman asked for it, and it was granted. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Home plate umpire doing a good job realizing that the scoreboard is not working here at Oak Grove. It was hit by lightning, I understand, earlier in the week. So the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, laced foul out of play to the right side, so the count remains 2-2. The Bobcat outfield has him shaded to right field. You've got Barrett in left, Rayner in center, and Sibley in right. And they are all shaded over toward right field. Throw over to first base on a 2-2 count. Got to talk to Cross Sibley last night after the ball game. He was happy with his pitching performance, as well he should be. Like I said, he averaged 2 strikeouts an inning. So did Andrew Knight. These Sumrall pitchers are going to rack up some Ks this year. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball away. 3-2 now the count. Sumrall bullpen has been quiet. We're just in the first inning. It's 3-2 Taylorsville. Still no outs here. Always love calling a baseball game. But when it's inside and air-conditioned comfort, I'm a little bit spoiled, I guess. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Norrid struck him out, and realistically, that was ball 4. That ball was way up out of the zone, but Keys chased it. 1 away. Runner still at the corners, and here's Ford Eaton, the shortstop. Bobcats would love to see a crisply hit double play ground ball here. Eaton moves well. He's the shortstop. Shortstops usually move well laterally, not necessarily. Now they've got a pickoff play here. Tag the guy at second. Here comes the throw to the plate. That's off the mark. The run scores. So they sacrifice the out at second to score Moffitt from third. So just like that now, it's a 4-2 baseball game with 2 outs. But it relieves a little bit of pressure for Norrid as far as the bases are concerned. That was inside. Had he not squatted, that might have hit him there. Four to 2 Tartars. The final score last night was 5-2, and we're at 4-2 here in the first inning. That pitch is low. 2-0 now to Ford Eaton. Should he reach, then the designated hitter Mason Sims would come to bat. Taylorsville out of Smith County. The 2-0 pitch swung on. There's a shot towards short and into center field. Phillips can't get it. It's a 2-out single. And the Tartars hit parade continues here. So here's Sims now. And we hear tell that the watermelons in Smith County are pretty good. Of course, you get a kick out of every single watermelon stand you see on the side of the road. They all say Smith County watermelons, right? It's like No other place grows watermelons. They're only grown in Smith County. Must be something about the soil there. First pitch from Norwood is a breaking ball in for a strike. So 2 outs. Runner on first. Sims is the 8th batter to the plate for the Tartars here in the bottom of the first. But this is one of few batters that Norwood has gotten ahead of in the count. There's strike 2 on the fastball. So maybe you hope that Hayden just kind of gets this out of his system in the first inning and then can settle down and let his mates put some runs on the board for him. They got 2 for him in the first. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball. He didn't swing, but I thought it was a called strike 3. Altman did too, and so did Norwood. They both started walking off the field. But the only opinion that counts are the voters from downtown Atlanta. No, the home the home plate umpire, of course. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That struck him out. It was a delayed call, but Sims goes down on strikes. Political humor really doesn't work in baseball, I'll grant you that. But the Tartars come up with 4 runs on 5 hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. So we've completed an inning. It's the Tartars 4, the Bobcats 2. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dans. So we head to the top of the second inning, and the Bobcats bring to the plate Altman, Rayner, and Barrett, 8, 9, and 1.
Number 14, the catcher, Ethan Altman.
Altman facing Booth here. Bobcats facing a 4-2 deficit here in the top of the second inning. They play Altman straight away. Righty versus righty, the matchup. First pitch is right down Broadway for strike 1. So actually, Booth will get to see 3 straight righties. The Bobcats really, when you look at this batting order as it is now, Little is the only lefty. And you think, wait a minute, Sibley throws left-handed. Yes, he does, but he bats right-handed. Next pitch to him is off the plate. 2-1 to the Sumrall catcher, Ethan Altman. This one is popped to the right side and will get out of play. So the count evens out now at 2-2. Scheduled 7 innings. Oak Grove will play Greene County after this one. The Wildcats, of course, in Sumrall's district. So, you know, the Sumrall coaching staff will have their eyes peeled in that game. Here's the 2-2 offering. Outside, that bounced in there. 3-2 to Altman. Rayner on deck. We mentioned he didn't get a chance to really flash the glove last night, but I thought did a pretty good job at the plate. Swung on. This one is lifted to the right side of the infield. Should be an easy play for Moffitt over at first base, and he gloves it for the first out. So 1 away. And I beg your pardon, Hayes Rayner is also a left-handed hitter. So Rayner and Little are the only 2 left-handed sticks in the lineup for Sumrall as the lineup exists now. The wind has died down, and it's amazing temperature-wise the difference it makes when that wind settles. First pitch to Rayner is off speed outside. This last season, that COVID shortened, the Bobcats got in 12 games, but not very many of them at home. Puts a bunt down right in front of the plate. Throw to first base is in time. They got him by a step. Nice play. If it weren't directly at the pitcher booth, he might have had a better chance, but it was still a good bunt. 2 up and 2 down, and the Wildcats go back to the top of the order, and Hayden Barrett. I've said this before, Hayden Barrett, not a guy that's very tall, but I'm telling you, he is tough as a $2 steak. And he's a 3-year starter. Runs like the wind. Just a really gifted athlete. Waves through the off-speed pitch there. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Sumrall trailing Taylorsville 4-2. Tartars with a 2-run lead. Here's the 0-1. That's on the corner. 0-2 now to Barrett. He struck out to lead off the game. So this is second at bat, obviously. Levi Odom has been warming in the bullpen, so you would think he may be option A. Should Nord struggle in the second inning. That pitch is off the plate. 1-2 now. Bobcats looking for some 2-out noise here in the top of the second. Here comes the pitch by Booth. Breaking ball. He got him looking. Barrett down on strikes for the second time today. So the Bobcats are up and down 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. So we go to the bottom of the second inning here at Oak Grove. It's Taylorsville 4, Sumrall 2. This is Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. 9-1-2 are who the Tartars will send up against Hayden Norrid as he comes out for his second inning of work. The Tartars were able to garner 5 hits. They were all singles, but they were able to string them together to put 4 runs on the board. So here's Dorico Crosby, the second baseman. Karen and Emily are listening while they're shopping today. They're reaching us on our on our text line at 601-310-7077. And I got a feeling that's Karen Thompson because of the gold and blue hearts along with that message. Second pitch coming from Norrid is a strike on the corner. In other sports headlines this afternoon, today's Southern Miss FIU basketball game has been postponed because of COVID issues. That's breaking across the wires. That pitch is outside now. Derico Crosby, the second baseman, facing Norrid here in the bottom of the second inning. You can reach us too on our text line. Don't forget 601-310-7077. The number. Swung on. Here's a grounder to short. Marshall Phillips gobbles it up, throws to first for an easy out. Crosby out on the 6-3 put out. And back to the top of the order in Cedric Beavers. Beavers singled and scored. His first time up today. And I'm sure that Andy Davis and the staff told Norrid just to look, just go out, settle down. Well, this is a 7-inning ball game. You've got teammates that can put some runs up for you, but we just have to stop the bleeding here. That breaking pitch is high, ball one. They are shading him toward right field here. That pitch is high, 2-0. Kelby Jordan, the center fielder who got plunked his first time up, he's on deck. The 2-0 pitch from Norrid. That's position A for strike one. They've pretty much consistently had Odom on the edge of the turf at third and pretty much have played the outfield shaded toward right. Of course, that same wind direction exists at Sumrall when they're playing at Larry Knight Field. That wind blows out toward right. Norrid and Altman, the battery. You know, you'd really, calling it the way you see it, there's a pitch on the corner. 2-2 now. Base is empty, one out. There's a lot of pressure on this team and this coaching staff because the depth of the pitching staff has been well documented, and you normally win it, you know, with pitching. It all starts and ends with pitching. So here's the 2-2. Missed outside 3-2. Norrid trying to right the ship here. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a foul tip. If Altman hangs on to it, that's a strikeout, but they'll have to rewind the tape and do it again. Taylorsville leads Sumrall 4-2 as the Tartars bat here in the bottom of the second inning. Once the season got started, the Bobcats getting busy, getting ready to play again on Tuesday. Swing and a miss. Went up the ladder to try to get it, and he's out on strikes. 2 up and 2 down. And here's Kelby Jordan. Jordan was hit by a pitch and wound up scoring. The first 4 guys in the Taylorsville order wound up coming around to touch the plate. Base is empty here, 2 outs. First pitch to him is a shot toward third. That is fair, inside the line. Rounding first on his way to second, it will be 2. A 2-out double that did not have enough mustard on it to get deep enough into the corner to where Barrett could keep him from going to third. So a 2-out double for Jordan, and here's Carson Evans. He had his shin guards on just in case that third out was made, so he discards those and gets ready to come to bat now. We kind of joked about the soil in Smith County, but they must be feeding him something. These are big old youngins. So he'll be moving on contact, and Jordan, a center fielder, has got good foot speed anyway. Taylorsville trying to pad a 4-2 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Norad bothered by something there and stepped off the hill. We mentioned that split of that Jones-Pearl River doubleheader yesterday. Jones won the first game, and then Pearl River came back and won the second. Pearl River will play a doubleheader against Meridian tomorrow up in Meridian. First pitch is right there for strike one. Carson Evans, the number 3 man in the order for Dusty Hillman. And there's all kinds of room in that outfield. You got 2 Bobcats way toward the right field side. Now they're moving Rayner back more to play him straight up. Swung on. There's a shot down the left field line, but foul by about 6 feet. That would have been troublesome. The Tartars with a 2-run lead, looking for more with 2 outs. ComSouth, one of our sponsors for the webcast, in the business of communicating since 1992, and sponsors of Sumrall Bobcat baseball since then. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Sumrall's 12 strikes out Taylorsville's 12. A much better inning there for Hayden Norad. We've completed 2 here at Oak Grove. It's the Tartars 4 and the Bobcats 2. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat baseball on the YouTube channel. Sumrall Bobcat baseball powered by Dandy Dan's. We go to the top of the third inning. Ty Little, Marshall Phillips, and Hayden Norad, the scheduled hitters for the Rawcats. On the Java Mo's scoreboard, Southern Miss and Northwestern State were supposed to get the season started today. But again, I was just in Jackson this morning and saw all the snow on the ground, so the Demons are having trouble getting out of Natchitoches. So they'll play a doubleheader tomorrow starting at 1, and then they'll have the single game on Monday at noon. It's been a long time since they played a Monday game, especially in the afternoon at Pete Taylor Park, but that's what they'll do. And the Southern Miss basketball game against FIU this afternoon has been canceled because of COVID issues. The Eagles won the game yesterday. All the latest scores on our scoreboard brought to you by Java Mo's. No need to get out of your car for that hot cup of joe. Just drive to your closest Java Mo's. Ty Little will lead it off for the Rawcats here in the top of the third. He struck out swinging his first time up. We mentioned Oak Grove playing in the second game today against Greene County, and Oak Grove has not won a state championship since 2014. For them, that's a long streak. That's a long stretch that they have gone without winning a state championship. So here's Little now to lead it off in the top of the third. Sumrall has 2 hits on the day. Phillips and Odom have the 2 hits. First pitch is low, ball 1. And again, Ty, one of the 2 left-handers in the lineup. Swung on. Here's a fly ball to left field. That ball is well hit, but being tracked and caught in left field. Ty Keys bringing it down for out number 1. So a little out on the F7. And here comes Phillips now, who doubled and scored one of the 2 Sumrall runs. Phillips hitting third in the order for Coach Andy Davis. Coach Davis was talking about how his parents really like watching the webcast, and we give them a special shout out. Taylorsville outfield today has been pretty consistent in playing Sumrall pretty much straight ahead. Even though when the wind is blowing, it's been blowing out toward right. And it's been kind of streaky. There's a swing and a miss. Phillips way out ahead of an off-speed pitch. The Sumrall shortstop, Marshall Phillips, with Hayden Norrid on deck. Sumrall batting here in the top of the third, trailing Taylorsville by 2. Swung on. This is nubbed right off the end. A slow roller to first, and Moffitt will make the play all by himself. So 2 up and 2 down on the slow roller. And that'll bring up Norrid, who walked and scored in his only other at bat back in the first. In that first inning where Sumrall scored 2 runs, they sent 7 guys to the plate. But since then have been pretty quiet. In fact, they have been retired 5 in a row. Breaking ball downstairs to Norrid, who is the cleanup hitter for Andy Davis. Here's the 1-0. That bounced in there. 2-0 now. 2 away, bases empty. Should Norrid reach, then Levi Odom would come to the plate. He has one of the 2 Sumrall hits today. 3-0. That one's too high. The Taylorsville Tartars, and everybody always asks, what's a Tartar? Here's the 3-0. A 4-pitch walk for Norrid, and I think last time he walked on 4 straight pitches. So he's there, and here comes Odom. And Norrid will be lifted, and Cade Dito will come in and run for him. A Tartar, those were a select few that would guard the Chinese leaders back in the old days. So if you were a Tartar, you were a supreme warrior and guard in the old Chinese dynasties. That pitch is high to Odom. Ball 1. Levi's got both of the RBIs today. Taylorsville leading 4-2. And the catcher, Carson Evans, wants to go out and talk to Tyler Booth, his pitcher. Here in the top of the third inning, 2 outs with a runner on first base. And that is Cade Dito, who was there running for Norrid, who was put on base on the walk. Now the Tartar defense has shifted over toward right. Amazing the difference that the sun can make as far as warming things up a little bit. Pitch to him. Down in the dirt, throw to second base. The throw is there in time, and they get Dito on the leg as he slides hands first into second. So Odom will lead off the next inning with a fresh count. But Sumrall, as it turns out, goes away empty-handed. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third inning in Oak Grove. It's Taylorsville 4, Sumrall 2. You're watching Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's, with 2 locations in Bellevue and Sumrall. So we go to the bottom of the third inning. Aiden Moffitt, Tyler Booth, and Ty Keys will be the Tartar offerings, and Hayden Nord back out there on the bump for Sumrall. Bobcats trailing the Tartars 4-2. Moffitt singled and scored. He hit a single to right field, and the ball kind of squirted underneath the glove of Sibley. Little number off the plate that home plate umpire will rule as foul. And when that ball scooted under the glove of Sibley, Moffitt didn't hesitate and motored on into second base and was safe on the play. So it was ruled a single and an error. 0-1 the count here. From Norrid. Swung on, popped it up, but fouled out of play. So Norrid ahead in the count here, 0-2. So there will only be one Norrid left after this one graduates. Hayes, a.k.a. the Big Truck. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Nice off-speed pitch, but lifted out of play, foul to the right side. So again, the outfield has Barrett in left, Rayner in center, and Sibley in right. The infield left to right, Odom, Phillips, Little, and Knight. And the battery, Norrid and Altman. Here is the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. One up and one down, and that'll bring up Tyler Booth.
The pitcher, number 22, Tyler Booth.
That's the 5th strikeout for Norrid on the day. He struck out 2 in the first. He struck out 2 in the second, and he's already got 1 here in the third. All of the scoring in this game, Taylorsville's 4 runs and Sumrall's 2 runs, were all logged in the first. Easy one for Marshall Phillips on a first pitch swing by Tyler Booth, and he's out on the 6-3 put out, 2 away, and that'll bring up Ty Keys, the center fielder.
That is left fielder, 13, Ty Keys.
So both pitchers have really settled down after the bumpy road that was called the first inning. No wind to speak of now. Breaking ball away, ball 1. Bases empty, 2 outs. Taylorsville leading Sumrall 4-2 here as the Tartars bat in the bottom of the third inning. Ford Eaton on deck. He's the Taylorsville shortstop. Swing and a miss. Long swing there by Keys. In fact, he swung 2 times his first at bat and then struck out looking on the third pitch. Swung on. This is a foul ball to the right side and out of play. So he's looking at a deficit here. The wind has freshened again toward right field. A lot of you texting us and sending kind words that you enjoy the webcasts and enjoying the view. Well, we enjoy bringing them to you, and thank you so much for your support and kind words. 0-2 pitch swung on. This is a chopper to short. Phillips again sets his feet, makes a perfect throw, and that's that. The Tartars are up and down, 1-2-3. So again, much calmer seas for both pitchers in the second and third inning, and we've completed 3 here in Oak Grove. It's Taylorsville 4, Sumrall 2. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. So Page is on to pitch for the Tartars. So the pitching day is done for Tyler Booth. He could only win this game. So the right-hander will face Odom, Sibley, and Knight. 3 right-handers here in the top of the 4th inning. Kelly Sander with you on a bright, sunshiny Saturday. The Greene County Wildcats have just arrived, and of course we mentioned that they're in the same district with Sumrall. They will play host Oak Grove in the next game this afternoon. So here's Levi Odom to lead off the 4th. He singled with a couple of RBIs to face Page. Page going from the stretch with nobody on base. The sidearm delivers, and he's in there for strike 1. Tartars leading it 4-2. As we get near the halfway point here. That one's off the plate, 1-1. Doesn't throw it very hard, but again, with sidearm pitchers like this against right-handers have a difficult time picking up that ball from the right side. Now, left-handers do much better against right-handed sidearmers. Swung on, here's a shot to third, and through the wickets. That'll be an E5. An error on the third baseman, Brady Quinn. So Odom is aboard. Doesn't matter how you get there. And here's Cross Sibley now. So they'll decide how they want to play it here defensively, as the catcher Carson Evans goes out to flash some signals. That's the first leadoff man that Sumrall has had on the entire game. They show bunt. And actually, Ford Eaton is the third baseman now. He moves over from short, so Eaton is credited with that error. If that's not, you don't want to be credited with an error, but he's charged with the error. Sibley fouls the bunt there. You could hear the clink of the bat. So it's a foul, dead ball. A ball and a strike to the Sumrall right fielder. 4-2 Taylorsville. But again, for the first time this game, Sumrall has its lead man on base. Page checks the runner. Now comes the plate. This is lifted toward center field, moving over toward center, and making the catch is Kelby Jordan for out number 1. So 1 away, and here's Andrew Knight, another righty, which, you know, Dusty Hillman, that had to go through his mind that Sumrall has all these right-handed hitters other than Ty Little and Hayes Rayner. They're all righties. And Page is a right-handed sidearmer, which statistically, again, do better against right-handers. Swing and a miss by Knight. So bringing Page in to protect this 4-2 lead. One on, one out here in the 4th. Inside. Knight leaned ever so slightly inside, maybe trying to get just a little piece of it. A ball and a strike now to the number 7 man in the order for Sumrall. That pitch is outside, 2-1 now. Ethan Altman on deck, and then Hayes Rayner after him. Taylorsville and Sumrall scored all their runs in the first inning. We've been 4-2 for a while. The 2-1 pitch tonight. Swing and a miss. Well, I know Andrew would like to have those two back. They were up just a little bit. I think both were strikes, but up in the zone. Tartars looking for a double play ball. Here's the 2-2. Inside 3-2. You would think is that Page not throwing very hard, so that anything that Knight might hit would be soft contact, just the old physics lesson that the slower it comes in, the slower it goes out. Payoff pitch coming to Andrew Knight. Swung on, popped it up. Center field, not deep. In fact, coming in to make the catch is Kelby Jordan for out number 2. So 2 flyouts to center field. Getting the Bobcats to pull the string early and get ahead of the pitch.
Now batting the catcher, number 14.
And here's Ethan Altman now. He popped out to first base. His first at bat. He's 0 for 1. 2 outs. Man on first. Here in the top of the 4th of this scheduled 7-inning game against the Tartars of Taylorsville. First pitch to Altman is low, ball 1. And Hayes Rayner, the number 9 man in the order, is on deck, but he is a left-handed hitter. Those left-handed guys get a much better look at that right-handed delivery, that sidearm delivery. Swung on. This one is lifted toward right field, but the wind is carrying it out of play and into the bullpen down the right field line. Got a good piece of it, but that wind blowing that direction knocked it out of play. Odom, who reached on an error on the grounder to third, he's at first base with 2 outs. Subsequent fly ball outs by Sibley and Knight are where we are. Runner on first and 2 away here in the top of the 4th. The pitch swung on, grounded to short. Flipped to second base for the force out. And that will retire the side. So Sumrall, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning in Oak Grove. It's Taylorsville 4, Sumrall 2, Norad back on the hill, and we'll be back in a moment. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. So we go to the bottom of the 4th inning here in Oak Grove, and Norad will face hitters 7, 8, and 9. Ford Eaton, Mason Sims, and Dorico Crosby. The scheduled hitters for Taylorsville. Tartars leading it 4-2. Sumrall Baseball sponsored by Stacy Clark, your State Farm insurance agent in Prentice. Find out how you can save money when you bundle your auto, home, and life insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Stacy Clark in Prentice, Mississippi. So here's Ford Eaton. Righty versus righty, the matchup here. The Sumrall defense has remained the same here as we head to the bottom of the fourth. First pitch from Norrid is outside, ball one. Odom had warmed up earlier in the game, and you would think he would be the next guy in if it gets to that. But again, both pitchers have righted the ships since the first inning. That ball was squibbed foul. In fact, since the first inning, the Tartars have just managed one more hit. But they had 5 in the first inning and put across 4 runs. And that's where they are now.
Here's no Barkley on
1-1 pitch coming from Norrid. That's high and tight, 2-1.
JP Vaughn pitching.
Outfield for Sumrall straight away here. Dusty Hillman down at third. Head coach of the Tartars, 2-1 pitch, took something off of it and missed inside. So 3-1 the count now. Altman thought it was a strike. You can see him framing the baseball there. Four to 2 Tartars is where we are. Most major league teams now are already in spring training, already beginning to work for a April 1st opening day. That pitch is way inside, and that's a leadoff walk for Eaton. Unless it did hit the bat. The Bobcats thought it did, and now home plate umpire's calling him back. So this count will fill at 3-2. And I didn't hear the clink or anything like that, but we're up here where it's warm. Coach Hillman wants an explanation as to why it was ruled that. And you would think that if that was the case, it would have been called immediately. Now are they going to give him first base? Either it did or it didn't, and the home plate umpire needs to decide whether it did or it didn't. Or maybe they just have the count wrong. Because again, our scoreboard not working here. It was hit by lightning earlier in the week. So they're going to talk this over. I had the count at 3-1. So if the ball was not fouled, it was ball 4. If it was tipped, then that would fill the count at 3-2. So I think the only discussion is, did the ball hit the bat? Meanwhile, Norrid continues to throw. Last night, it was the combination of Sibley and Knight that put Petal away. And today, Norrid has been the only guy on the bump. Still no determination here as to whether Eaton is going to be awarded first base or not. Yep, they're giving him first base, and of course that'll bring Andy Davis out of the dugout. So the old point counterpoint. So they'll have to explain to the Sumrall skipper as to why they decided to give Eaton first base. I hope it was as simple as I thought it was, that the ball either hit the bat or it didn't. So when play resumes, Mason Sims, the designated hitter, will be at the plate. He's batting 8th in the order for Taylorsville, and the Tartars would have their leadoff man aboard with a walk officially. Norred has 5 strikeouts here in the top of the 4th. Now, to go with those 5 strikeouts, that is his first walk that he has issued. Sims, the DH, he struck out looking his first at bat. So we'll see if... So Sims, you would think with the Tartars having a 2-run lead and being the number 8 man in the order, you'd think they'd play for some insurance here and try to bunt him over with no outs, but we'll see. Dorico Crosby, the second baseman, on deck for Taylorsville. So we'll see how Dusty Hillman plays it. Bunt is not shown and strike is taken for Sims, the DH. And of course, that's the argument too. If the guy's the designated hitter, he probably can swing it pretty good. So why take the bat out of his hands? You got a 4-2 lead. I'm always looking for runs, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. Breaking ball. Away, 1-1. Still early in the season, but none last night and no double plays here today yet. Either conventional or unconventional double plays. The wind now has shifted and is blowing towards center. That pitch looked good from here, but ruled low. Norred with a look of disappointment on his face. He thought he had that one. 2-1, I think, the count to Sims. Or is it 3-0? Find out here perhaps in a minute. That pitch is low. So now I think it's 3-1. Eaton is aboard at first with a walk. Norred comes set. There's a strike. It's either 2-2 or 3-2, folks. Stay tuned. Swing and a miss. Doesn't matter now. Sims down on strikes for the second time today. This time swinging, 1 out. And here's Dorico Crosby.
Number 5, second baseman, Dorico Crosby.
Now that's the downside of not calling a bunt there, is you give the guy the green light to swing and he doesn't put the ball in play. And now you've given up an out and your runner is still at first base. Now you still have a 2-run lead, but obviously 2 is not 3. And you got your number 9 man in the order now, Dorico Crosby, who by all accounts is a better defender than he is hitter. But that pitch is outside, ball 1. Crosby did put the bat on the ball the first time. He grounded out to Phillips. He's 0 for 1. Swung on. This is a slow roller to second. They'll go to second for 1. Phillips back to first, not in time. So Eaton is out on the fielder's choice, 2 away. And Dorico Crosby is at first. So again, 2 outs. They go back to the top of the order. And Cedric Beavers, who has singled and scored and struck out, he's 1 for 2.
Number 4, Cedric Beavers.
And with a name like Beavers, most certainly is going to use an aluminum bat. A wooden bat wouldn't last very long, I wouldn't think, in the dugout. Taylorsville leads at 4-2. looking for some runs here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, scheduled for 7 here in Oak Grove. Well, Beavers chew wood. I mean, right? Although, as we've learned, it's watermelon in Smith County, right? Yeah, that's right. The magic soil. Norrid peers in. Next pitch to Beavers is on the corner. 2 outs, runner on first. Sumrall trailing 4-2. When Sumrall comes to bat in the top of the next inning, it'll be Rayner, Barrett, and Little. 9-1-2 for Sumrall in the top of the 5th. Norred kicks and delivers, runner going. Altman's throw is a beauty, and he is toast at second base. What a throw by Ethan Altman. And he was on the move. Crosby was on the move, and they ring him up. No runs on no hits, no errors. Nobody, as it turns out, left on base, and Beavers will lead off in the bottom of the 5th inning. We've completed 4 here at Oak Grove. It's the Tartars 4, the Bobcats 2. You're watching Sumrall Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. Top of the 5th inning, Hayes Rayner will lead it off. Page still on the hill for the Tartars. So 9-1-2 here. The Cats trailing 4-2. Top of the 5th, Sumrall serving as the visiting team here. Next webcast is scheduled for Tuesday night at Jackson Academy. Again, that field does not drain very well up there at JA, and if there's any rain tomorrow or Monday, there's a chance that that game could be moved to Sumrall. And would y'all hate me if I hoped that that happened, that the game was moved to Sumrall? 1-0 pitch coming to Rayner. That pitch is outside. Like I need any more people to hate me. That pitch is outside. 2-0 to Rayner. He grounded to the pitcher his first time up. The 2-0 pitch. There's a strike at the knees. Cats trying to get a runner on here in the top of the 5th. Trailing 4-2. Got all the runs in the first inning. Swing and a foul tip there. 2-2 the count to the Sumrall leadoff hitter here in the top of the 5th. They play Hayes straight away. And Page going from the stretch with nobody on. Swung on, this is slapped towards short. Gobbled up, quick throw to first, and the first baseman off the bag. Moffitt pulls his foot. I don't know if they'll rule that an error or a hit. I would imagine an E3 with him pulling his foot. We'll let the coaches make that determination, but what counts is that Rayner is on base. And Hayden Barrett comes up to bat now. And there you see, with Rayner being a left-handed swinger against the right-handed side armor like that, the lefties just get a better look at it. I mean, it could just be coincidence, but statistically, lefties way, way better against those right-handed submariners than righties are. That pitch is ball one to Hayden Barrett. Barrett has struck out twice today. He's looking to put the ball in play for the first time. Fakes going, and there's a shot foul, and almost hit some of the Greene County Wildcats warming up in the batting cage over here to our left. So 1-1 to Barrett. He's in the leadoff spot. Ty Little is on deck. Sumrall batting in the top of the fifth inning, trailing Taylorsville 4-2. Page on in relief. The count is 1-1 to Barrett. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase a pitch that was a bender outside the zone. So Barrett behind in the count now 1-2. Want that leadoff hitter to get on base and kind of set the tone for the rest of the batting order. Breaking ball high, 2-2 now. Page wanted him to go after that pitch as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Rawlers have their first man on, their leadoff man on base here. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Barrett is down on strikes for the third time today. This will be a game he'd like to have back. And here's Ty Little now. Ty has struck out and flown to left field, but again, a lefty against a slow right-handed side armor. This should be right in Little's wheelhouse here. That pitch is outside, ball one. Marshall Phillips on deck. After this inning, Bobcats have just 2 more at bats. 4-2 ball game. Taylorsville leads. Page has been working from the stretch with runners on and with the bases empty, which is getting to be more and more common, although in the old days you'd only do that with runners on base. 1-0 pitch, that's there. Strike 1 to Little. Marshall Phillips, who has a double and a run scored, he's on deck. Sumrall coming off a 5-2 season opening win against Petal last night. Runner going. Here's a slow chopper to third. Only play is at first. The throw gets him by half a step. Close play over there. Little again from the left side made it a close play. And advancing to second is Rayner. So 2 outs, and it'll be up to Phillips now in the 5th with, again, 2 away. Boy, that was close at first. Phillips has put the ball in play twice. We mentioned he doubled and scored, but he's also grounded to first. So again, he's made contact. Struggled putting the bat on the ball last night. First pitch to him is low, ball 1. You see Marshall each year has steadily gotten a little bigger, a little stronger. Terrific athleticism. Page comes set. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball. There's a shot down third, but foul. Just foul. It started fair, but then hopped across the line before it got across the bag. And that constitutes a foul ball, so Phillips will come back. That certainly would have scored Rayner. Rayner, the center fielder with great wheels, and he's already at second with 2 outs, so he'll be moving on anything. So here's the next pitch to Phillips. Breaking ball, squibbed off the end of the bat. So Phillips has got 2 strikes against him now. Andy Davis wearing the short sleeves down there at third today. Steve Cooley still going with the long sleeved swag down there at first. And their old boss, Larry Knight, in the stands today watching Andrew play, but just a spectator. His Jones Bobcats split with Pearl River yesterday. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Phillips. Outside, 2-2. Boy, Phillips had a notion, but laid off of it. Jones won that first game yesterday 8-3, hitting 3 home runs, and then Pearl River won the nightcap 6-2. That game was up at Ellisville. 2-2 pitch. Swung on. There's a shot to third. Fielded cleanly. Throw over to first base. Off the bag. Does he have control of the ball? He does. Moffitt makes the play at first. Digs it out. Phillips is out, and so too are the Bobcats. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Taylorsville 4, Sumrall 2. You're watching Bobcat Baseball powered by Dandy Dan's. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Oak Grove, and Levi Odom makes his Sumrall debut on the hill. Again, Levi, one of 4 Odom boys with a name that begins with L. It's a good thing his name wasn't Xavier. They would have had to stop at 1, right? I don't know any other names that begin with X. Here's Cedric Beavers. Beavers was up at the... Now this is... Cedric Beavers is actually up. Beavers is up when Crosby got thrown out at second base. That first pitch from Odom is upstairs, ball 1. So top of the order for the Tartars, Beavers, Jordan, and Evans. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and shot foul over here in the Taylorsville dugout. The Tartars over here in the first base side. And the Lamar County guys over here in the third base dugout. So Lamar versus Smith County. And right now the Tartars leading at 4-2. 1-1 the count to Beavers. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball there. Yes, Odom has played at Sacred Heart and Forest County AHS and now finds himself at Sumrall. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. 12-6 curveball. Got him on strikes. Beavers is down with that aluminum bat. And here's Kelby Jordan, the center fielder. He's been hit by a pitch and scored, and he's doubled. So this guy has... And Jordan has been a thorn in the side here for Sumrall today. Not the whole time. Sumrall has got 2 of the 3 outfielders over to the right side. And the Bobcats have pretty much played that way defensively most of the game. First pitch to Jordan is upstairs, ball 1. Taylorsville batting in the bottom of the 5th, leading Sumrall 4-2. Little lazy pop fly to the right side of the infield. And Andrew Knight handles that one easily. 2 up and 2 down. 2 away, and that'll bring up the catcher, Carson Evans.
Now batting number 12, catcher.
This is
Evans.
really wild because the Tartars got their 4 runs in the first inning. Sumrall got its 2 runs in the first inning. And they have been blanked. Both teams have been blanked since then. Evans hitting third in the order for Dusty Hillman. Swing and a miss. Good 12-6 breaking ball by Levi Odom. If you get a chance and Levi Odom was very briefly one of my Mojo players years ago. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball. Foul tip for strike 2. But you shake his hand now and he'll about break your hand. Levi's got a really strong handshake. Here's the 0-2. Now he goes from the full windup with nobody on base. 0-2 pitch is outside. Base is empty. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Levi Odom in his first inning of work in relief of Norred. Norred stands to lose it. He can't win it. Breaking ball away. 2-2 now to Evans. Should he reach, then Aiden Moffitt would come up. Only one school in the state with the nickname Tartars. Taylorsville. Here's the 2-2. Swung on. There's a shot up the middle. Base hit. 2-out single for Evans. According to the MHSAA, the 3 most popular mascots.
Now batting number 23.
Number 1 is Bulldogs. Bulldogs is the most popular mascot for Mississippi schools, as Moffitt comes up to bat now. Number 2 is Tigers. And number 3 is Eagles. Eagles, number 3. Moffitt has singled and struck out. He's 1 for 2. So runner on first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Odom throw to first. Moffitt, the cleanup. Cleanup man for the Tartars, swings through that breaking ball from Odom. So with Odom now pitching, Norred goes over to third base, which coming up through the ranks, Norred can play third. He's played first, has pitched. He's also played a little outfield. So it's good to be able to play those different positions. Taylorsville had 5 hits in the first inning and was able to put 4 across. Of course, Sumrall started the game with 2 in the first. 12-6 breaking ball is low. No wind at all to speak of now. It's been on and off, blowing mostly out toward right, but sometimes it'll freshen and blow out to center field. But right now the Bobcat defenders are playing the Tartars straight away. Levi Odom from the stretch. Swung on. Here's a drive to center field. That ball is well hit, but being tracked and caught. Nice job in center field by Rayner, and that'll do it for the Tartars in the 5th. No runs on 1 hit. 1 man left on base. We've completed 5 here at Oak Grove. Time for the Bobcats to giddy up here. They're down 4-2 as we go to the top of the 6th. You're watching Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. Carson Evans on to pitch for Taylorsville in the top of the 6th inning, and he will face the meat of the Sumrall order. Norred, Odom, and Sibley are the scheduled hitters. And Sumrall's only got 2 more at bats. Norred will lead it off. He has walked twice and he scored once. Doesn't matter how you get on base at this point. But Evans is kind of one of Taylorsville's studs on the mound. So it'll be an uphill climb for the Bobcats, who fell behind 4-2. So the Rawlers have got to scratch from behind here. Boy, Evans, an intimidating kid. Remember, this was the catcher to start the game, and the first pitch right at his head. And boy, Norred looked at him like, seriously, dude, right at my ear hole? 12 against 12. 1-0 pitch. That's a fastball strike. Evans kind of smiled at him there, so we got some gamesmanship going on here, it looks like. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Norred, in his 2 walks today, faced 8 pitches. All of them were out of the zone. 1-2 the count here. Struck him out. Fastball that might have been up and away. Rings him up. So here's Levi Odom.
Third baseman number 4. Levi
Odom started at third, now on the hill. He singled with a couple of RBIs. He's got the 2 RBIs today. He also hit a smash to third that the Tartars mishandled. So he's been on twice today. That pitch is inside. Cats batting in the top of the 6th inning, trailing Taylorsville 4-2. Swing and a miss. You're not going to see a whole lot out of Carson Evans other than just plain raw power fastball stuff right at you, and he's going to challenge you to just hit it. 1-1 pitch. Now there's a breaking ball off speed, so as soon as I say that. 1-1 the count, thanks to Real South Hunting for their sponsorship of the webcast. Alpha Insurance, Casey Long's Alpha Insurance Agency. Rainforest Car Wash on Highway 98. That pitch is high to Odom. He's ahead in the count now, 2-1. Rec amended. If you find yourself in a collision, choose the pros at Rec Amended Collision for your repairs. And Com South in the communication business since communication has taken place. The 2-1. There's a fastball and right down the tube. Odom hitting 5th in the order with Sibley on deck. Bases empty, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled out of play right over us here. Cats looking for some base runners here, any kind of way. Their district rivals from Greene County will play next against Oak Grove. 2-2 pitch. Here's a little floater out towards left, and it gets under the glove of the left fielder. Odom will take a wide turn. Ty Keys had difficulty. He'll be charged with an error in left field, and you don't see an E7 very often. Here's Cross Sibley now, with Dito coming in to run for Odom, which Odom is certainly a capable runner, but he's the pitcher now. So the outfielders, it has been almost like a skating rink out there. What was the Paul Simon song, Slip Sliding Away? Back in the 70s. Again, you millennials, you'll have to Google that. There's a breaking pitch that's low. See what Sibley's been up to. He has walked was stranded at first, and he flew to center field. The bottom part of the order for Sumrall today doesn't have any hits. There's a strike at the belt. They put the ball in play, just have not been able to find a hole anywhere. So here's Sibley, the starting pitcher in last night's game, playing right field today. And Carson Evans, the pitcher. This is a fly ball, but fouled and out of play. The Greene County Wildcats will look at that one over there. A ball and 2 strikes to cross Sibley with Andrew Knight on deck. Well, that had to drive Larry Knight crazy last night. He couldn't see his son pitch in person and was having to watch the webcast. Breaking ball, slapped foul, wide of third. But man, he had laser-like focus last night, did Andrew, and collected the win. And a quality win against Petal. Purvis beat Perry County today, I think 15-0. Breaking ball away. That on the Java Mo's scoreboard. Purvis a big winner. Southern Miss's college basketball game today against FIU got canceled because of COVID concerns. Don't even have to leave your car to get that cup of joe. Just drive to your favorite location of Java Mo's. Pitch to Sibley, swing and a miss. He's out on strikes. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. And it'll be up to Andrew Knight. He has popped to the first baseman and flown to center. Evans, the third of 3 pitchers that Dusty Hillman has used for Taylorsville, and the Tartars protecting a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 6th. Breaking ball drops it in there for strike 1. No wind at all to speak of now. Pretty quiet. And that'll make it a little bit warmer without the wind being too noisy. Evans checking the runner at first base. That's Dito. Runner going, swing and a miss. Throw to second is a little bit off the mark, and Dito is in scoring position. So Knight with a base hit and with 2 outs. You know that Dito would be moving. So if he could find a hole any kind of place. That would bring another run across. The pitch. Oh, look out. That's a foul ball. Boy, what a bad break that was. Andrew Knight was trying to duck to get out of the way, but the barrel of the bat was still above his head, and the ball happened to find it. So that constitutes a foul ball strike. Boy, oh boy. That is a tough break. Next pitch to him, breaking ball high. I think now, again, the scoreboard not working here at Oak Grove. I think it might be, it's either 2-2 or 3-2 to Andrew Knight. Boy, what a tough break for Andrew. That ball was destined to hit him. It's 1-2, actually. That was the first ball to him. Breaking ball inside, 2-2. Should Knight reach, then Ethan Altman, the Sumrall catcher, would come to bat here in the 6th inning with the Bobcats trailing the Tartars 4-2. Boy, almost quick pitched him there, and he was able to stick the bat out and foul it away. Tell you what, you're gonna have to be ready against Evans, because he is getting ready and cranking it up. 2-2 the count.
Here's the pitch. Runner going. This one is popped out of play. So Dito will have to go back. Andrew Knight battling Carson Evans. You can reach us on our text line. Don't forget to record it, write it down somewhere, 601-310-7077. You'll always be able to access us here in the press box at that number, 601-310-7077. There's a base hit into left field. A 2-out single by Knight brings home Dito, and it's a 4-3 baseball game. How about that? RBI for Andrew Knight. With Dito on the move.
The catcher, number 14, Ethan Allman. Which running back first?
So we got Liam Munn going in to run. Munn running for Knight. 4-3 baseball game now. That is the first hit for Sumrall since the first inning. And Dito was in the right place at the right time because they scored a run, and it's now just a 1-run Taylorsville lead. In the top of the 6th inning, there are 2 outs. And here's Altman, who has popped to first and reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch to him is high and tight, ball 1. Altman has been stellar behind the plate, though. He has thrown out 3 of the 4 runners that have attempted to steal against him so far in this early campaign. Swung on, fouled into the screen. A ball and a strike to the Sumrall catcher. Hayes Rayner's on deck against the flame-throwing Carson Evans. Must have missed low, 2-1. Altman hitting 8th in the order for Andy Davis. Again, the Rawlers are scheduled to play Tuesday night at Jackson Academy. Swung on, fouled again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sumrall beat Petal last night 5-2. A game that was pitched superbly. And you wouldn't expect that Sumrall is going to be a team that scores, 10 or 12 runs a game. But that pitching staff, as they give Liam Munn second base uncontested. But now Munn is there in scoring position with 2 outs. They didn't even contest him going to second base. So with 2 outs, he'll be on the move with any kind of contact. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. Altman is aboard. Now he's the Sumrall catcher, so you'd think that somebody will run for him, and that's Digger Freeman, Cruz Freeman.
Nobody in the fielder. Number 1, Hayes Rayner.
So righty versus lefty here. Boy, if somehow these runners could get to second and third, a base hit would score 2 and potentially give Sumrall the lead. The first pitch to Rayner is a fastball strike. The starting pitcher for Sumrall was Nored. He can only lose this game. He cannot win it. Second pitch gets away from the catcher, but it bounces right back to him. Throw is off the mark, and it may have hit Coach Andy Davis at third. And if it didn't hit Coach Davis, that might have run a good bit into left field. Coach might have been his own worst enemy there. But it did advance the cause in that the runners got to second and third. So if you're a Taylorsville fan, disaster averted there. 1-0 pitch, swung on, a little slow roller toward third. Pitcher says he'll take it. Throw to first is off the mark. First baseman pulls his foot. Throw to home, not in time. Both runs score, and Sumrall takes the lead. How about that? Aiden Moffett thinks that he had his foot on the bag at first base. I don't know how they'll rule that one because last time Rayner was up, he was awarded first base on an error. Same kind of deal. But what counts are the 2 runs, and Sumrall now leads 5-4. And here's Hayden Barrett. The Bobcats have caused all this trouble with 2 outs. First pitch is chopper foul. I'll tell you who you feel good for is Andy Davis, the coach at third, because if those guys are left stranded at second and third, he's kicking himself in the tail going, if I'd have just gotten out of the way, we'd at least have a tie. But his Bobcats have taken the lead now, and Barrett, who has not put the ball in play today, is up to bat with a 1-1 count now. Norrid struck out to begin the inning. Then Odom reached on an error by the left fielder. Sibley struck out. Then a single by Knight, and that's a check swing foul. Knight had an RBI single. Altman walked. Then Rayner reached on the error, and 2 runs scored on that play. Sometimes errors don't hurt you, but other times, oh man, you'll bleed to death. Breaking ball high, and the runner goes to second base. Rayner goes without a throw. And somebody yelled balk, and I thought there was a balk too, that Evans is moving that front shoulder. Breaking ball away. Scoreboard not working here at Oak Grove. We can tell you, though, that Sumrall is ahead now, 5-4. Top of the 6th inning. Ball 4, Barrett is on. Again, all this with 2 outs. And this visit to the mound brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Stacy Clark out of Prentice. Call Stacy Clark and find out how you can save money by bundling your auto, home, and life insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Stacy Clark in Prentice. Ty Little, a left-handed hitter, is the scheduled batsman for Sumrall. Now, what this means for the pitching for Sumrall is that Norrid is now off the hook. He will not lose this game, but he can't win it. The game now on the ledger belongs to Levi Odom. And here's Ty Little, the 8th man of the inning, to go to the plate for the Cats. First pitch to him. Swung on. There's a shot down left field. That drops. This will score 1. Rounding second. On his way to third is Barrett. He gets interfered with at third. Play at the plate. Not in time. I think he got interfered with anyway. That was the call by the third base umpire. 2 more runs are in. Ty Little with a slap double down the left field line. 2 RBIs. All this with 2 outs. And that's it for Carson Evans. Pitching change for Taylorsville. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's.
back in Oak Grove with you, and one of those oddities, rarities that you come across, the pitcher for Taylorsville, we don't even have him rostered. We don't know his classification. I can tell you he's not 6'10", 260 pounds. I'm pretty sure of that. Marshall Phillips now, the 9th batter of the inning. Swung on. There's a shot foul wide of third. Sumrall has plated 5 in the inning and has taken a 7-4 lead. They have absolutely come alive, and all of this damage with 2 outs. How many times have you followed baseball games where a lot of stuff happens with 2 outs? And that hits Phillips. The runner from second, Little, will have to go back to second, as he was running on the play. So runners on first and second, and here comes Norrid again, who started the inning by striking out. But this will be his.
Pitcher, the duel. Norrie.
There's a strike. But this will be his first attempt against the unknown pitcher. Top of the 6th inning, Sumrall has put across 5 here in the top of the 6th. Runners on first and second, 2 away. Swung on, there's a drive to left field in the gap, but moving over to his left is Keys to put that one away. But Sumrall comes up with 5 big runs on 2 hits. There was an error and a couple of men left on base. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, whole new ball game now. Sumrall leads it 7-4 over Taylorsville. Back for the bottom of the 6th in a moment. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. So Levi Odom stands to get the win now as the Bobcats take a 7-4 lead into the bottom of the 6th. And he will face hitters 5, 6, and 7, Tyler Booth, Ty Keys, and Ford Eaton. It looked like the Bobcats didn't even have a pulse, and all of a sudden they're on the operating table and come back to life. So Levi Odom with new life comes in, and Sumrall looking to go 2-0, and Tyler Booth will be the first opponent here in this inning. He has singled with an RBI, and he has grounded to short. So he's put it in play twice. Righty versus righty. And when Odom arrived in camp, so to speak, the Sumrall coaches said, this is a kid that will be able to help us. He will definitely be able to help us. And from a young age, he was one of the original mojo that we talked about. And Odom, from a young age has shown really good ability. That first pitch is outside. Again, the Sumrall offense, or defense rather, has them shaded a little bit to right field. 5, 6, and 7 in the order is who Odom is facing here in the bottom of the 6th, but now Sumrall has the lead. Kicks and delivers. Too high, 2-0. So now the Smith Countyans will look for base runners of any kind. trailing 7-4. Boy, any wind they had in their sail has been taken out. Swing and a miss by Tyler Booth.
The pitcher, 42, Tyler Berry.
Wind has freshened again, blowing out toward center field. Boy, you hit one to dead center, you're going to be able to run for a long time. Swing and a miss. Odom has evened up the count at 2-2. I know there's Luke Odom, there's Levi Odom, there's Leo Odom, and there's one more. Lou? Like Lewis. Okay, so Lou Odom. And then there's the Knight Boys that all begin with the letter A, and there's Norrids that have 4 that begin with the letter H. Sumrall leading at 7-4 with Taylorsville batting in the bottom of the 6th. Base is empty. Odom from the full windup kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. It was a foul tip, but Altman hangs on to it for out number 1. That is Odom's 3rd strikeout. And we kind of joked about it earlier, but as Keys digs in there, Keys in Taylorsville is kind of like Holofield in Laurel, Ladner on the coast. What are some other names? Broome in Sumrall, right? Takes a 12-6 breaking ball there. Knee case is another popular coast name. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Boy, Odom just having the bottom fall out of it, and Keys going after it. You'd have to think that the Southern Miss quarterback that was signed out of Taylorsville is probably some relation, you know? Swing and a miss. Down he goes. So 2 up and 2 down, and another strikeout. Ford Eaton, here's the shortstop now. He has singled and walked. He singled in the 1st and walked in the 4th. There's that breaking ball again. Missed it. Yeah, the very same Keys that I'm sitting there talking about. But see, I can easily say because I had COVID now, that was an easy mistake for me to make. You know, that ball is laced foul down the right field line. Base is empty, 2 outs. You know, we've talked about on the air about how that new rule of players getting an extra year, it really hurts high school seniors, you know, because there's nowhere for them to go. With one and one the count. Ford Eaton hitting 7th in the order for Dusty Hillman. Sumrall leading 7-4 here in the bottom of the 6th. Breaking ball and a beauty, but just missed. Odom thought he had it. You could see by the way he kind of nodded his head there. From the full windup with the bases empty. It looked pretty grim for Sumrall for quite a while, but now new spring in the step with that 5-run 6th inning. Odom has been dishing up that bender pretty regularly here. Two count. Fastball, actually 3-2, and outside it goes. So Eaton milks a 2-out walk. And here's Mason Sims now, the designated hitter. And the Tartars are just looking for base runners. So there's one.
but there are 2 away. Sims struck out looking in the first. He struck out swinging in the fourth. First pitch is right down the middle for strike 1. So Odom changing up his modus operandi here to try to get ahead in the count and then maybe go after the spinner, try to get him to chase it. Fastball again, swing and a miss. Got him to chase it upstairs. Looking ahead to the Sumrall 7th, it'll be Odom, Sibley, and Knight, the scheduled hitters. Now Odom will go from that kind of modified stretch. When he goes to the stretch, he keeps that front hip open, and by doing that, he can more easily keep an eye on that runner at first base. You see how he looks over to first base there and doesn't have to close that shoulder quite so much? 2 strikes on the hitter. Swung on. There's a shot into right field. That is a base hit. Sibley comes up, fields that one cleanly. So a walk and a single with 2 outs. The Tartars won't go away quietly here in the 6th. And Derico Crosby, the second baseman, comes up to bat. He's the number 9 man in the order. So Derico has grounded to short and has reached on a fielder's choice. He has put the ball in play twice. Odom to the plate. 12-6 Bender is up too high, ball 1. The outfield is and has been Barrett, Rayner, and Sibley. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now. Odom started at third, but now on the hill. Norrid started on the hill, now at third. The rest of the infield has been consistent. Phillips at short, Little at second, and Knight at first. Should Crosby reach, they'll go back to the top of the order and Cedric Beavers. Swung on, ground ball to second base. Little gobbles it up, throws to first, and that retires the side. So the Tartars make some noise, but no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. We've completed 6 here at Oak Grove. It's Sumrall 7, Taylorsville 4. You're watching Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's.
So we go to the top of the 7th inning. The new pitcher for the Tartars is Ford Eaton. So the Tartars have used a bunch of guys on the hill. And Sumrall will send Levi Odom, Cross Sibley, and Andrew Knight to the plate here to try to extend a 7-4 lead. Bobcats got 2 in the first, then 5 big ones in the 6th. And the Tartars got all 4 of their runs in the first inning on 5 hits and really haven't mustered much since then. First pitch to Odom is outside, ball 1. So Odom would stand to get the win. Oak Grove and Greene County will be next on this field. This is an all natural grass field except for the home plate area, which is synthetic, like what Sumrall has at Larry Knight Field. 2-0 to Levi Odom here in the top of the 7th. Last chance 7th for Taylorsville. That pitch is high, 3-0 to Odom. So you know that he'll be taking there on 3-0, and he did. So it's 3-1. And now Odom out of the box. From the full windup, ball 4. I thought he was going to hesitate and go up with the right hand, but Odom is aboard with a walk here in the 7th. And Dito will run for him, and here's Cross Sibley now, the right fielder. Sibley against Eaton, righty versus righty. First pitch is high, ball 1. And you might think with Eaton struggling out of the gate here that the Sumrall guys might have a take until they get a strike. Meanwhile, Marshall Phillips is beginning to warm in the Sumrall bullpen. And now the catcher, Carson Evans, out there to talk to his relief pitcher, Ford Eaton. Sumrall's next game scheduled for Tuesday night at Jackson Academy, but more rain in the forecast, and that J.A. Field does not drain very well. It sits kind of down in a bowl, and it's by the river. And if you look very carefully, you can see Chris Farley in a van down by that river. That's low and away. Again, millennials. Google. Or YouTube in that case, maybe, right? Sibley waiting to see something he can hit. That's inside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk. Runners on first and second, nobody out. So here's Andrew Knight. Knight delivered an RBI single to get that rally started last inning. In the effort last night where Knight got the win, he pitched the last 3 innings and struck out 6. Imagine that, a Knight that could pitch. That's a stretch. Yeah, his oldest brother was a catcher, but then Alex, who went to West Florida, he was a pitcher. Of course, Uncle Steve was a pitcher. There's a strike.
Larry, a pitcher, pitching coach. Now the pitching coach at Jones. Double play set up here for Taylorsville. Sumrall trying to extend a 7-4 lead. Swung on. This is popped up and it'll get out of play right side. A lot of the youngsters will be scrambling for that one. Do they get a bag of popcorn or anything for a return foul ball here at Oak Grove? So Knight with a 1-2 count. Breaking ball just missed. 2-2. Again, the scoreboard not working here. Got zapped by lightning. Boy, this field has just kind of been a magnet for bad things to happen over the years. There's a little looper caught by the second baseman. What a play by Dorico Crosby. And he robs Knight of at least one RBI. So one away, and here is the catcher, Ethan Altman. Sumrall leading 7-4, batting in the top of the 7th. We saw Marshall Phillips warming up earlier, so that's off of his head. So the Sumrall catcher will be awarded first base. 2 walks and a hit batsman. And Cruz Digger Freeman is the courtesy runner at first. So the bases are juiced here. And here's Hayes Rayner, the center fielder. Righty versus lefty. Rayner grounded to the pitcher and then has reached twice on errors at first base. And it's because he's so quick getting down that line, they've had to throw the ball quickly and have pulled Moffitt off the bag. There's a called strike. 1 away, bases loaded for Sumrall. Bobcats lead it 7-4. Can always reach us on our text line at 601-310-7077. There's strike 2 on the corner. Time for Rayner to get busy. Outfield playing him straight up here. Boy, what another run or two would be swing and a miss. He's down on strikes, but another couple runs would still be huge, as the former president would say. And here's Hayden Barrett. Barrett walked and scored his last time up. And he's kind of struggled to put the bat on the ball, but you'd expect a guy with his experience to come through right here with the bases loaded. That's right, I'm calling my shot right here. We'll see. That first pitch is outside, ball 1. Should he reach, then Ty Little would come to bat. That pitch is inside. That nearly hit him. Ford Eaton, the 4th pitcher for Taylorsville today. That pitch is high and away, 2-1 now. And it's been, well, you get spoiled when that scoreboard is working, you know. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one's there. We'll see umpire Joe Cotton what he says the count is. He has not extended those fingers yet, so no, there's at least 1 strike. That's too high. That's ball 4, and that's a run. So either by the walk or the hit batsman, that'll move everybody up 1. And Barrett gets an RBI, believe it or not, out of that. His second consecutive walk. And that'll bring up Ty Little, the second baseman. And there are not many people that have as warped a sense of humor as I do, but one person that does is Ty Little, the second baseman from Sumrall. We had a really good conversation yesterday at the batting cage prior to the game.
Second baseman, 28, Ty Little.
So can the left-hander find a hole somewhere? He's got 2 RBIs already today. That pitch is outside, ball 1. The thing you have to really be wary of is don't swing at pitches that aren't strikes. I mean, you want, with the bases loaded, to try to get some runs home, but that's advantageous to the pitcher if you're swinging at pitches that aren't strikes. He's ahead in the count now, 2-0. With Marshall Phillips on deck. So it's now 8-4, Sumrall. That pitch is outside. 3-0. Raymond McRaney checks in and says, thank you guys for all you do for those of us that can't make the games. Well, we are delighted to do that. Inside, ball 4. That's another run. It's 9-4, and we've got a pitching change coming up, it would appear. That'll do it for Eaton. 2 more runs across for the Bobcats. They lead it 9-4. We'll return with the pitching change in a moment. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. Westbrook on the hill, the right-hander on in relief. And there's 2 away. But Sumrall has put across 2 runs on no hits. They've all been either walks or hit batsmen. So Ty Little credited with another RBI. He's got 3 on the day, and he never lifted the bat off his shoulder. And here's Marshall Phillips now, the 8th man to the plate in this inning. So Sumrall has really taken advantage in the 6th and 7th. They put 5 across in the 6th, 2 more here in the 7th. Nine to 4. D and Junior are watching from Sumrall. That's from the 228 area code, but they're watching today from Sumrall. Glad to have them along. And Raymond, again, thank you for the kind words. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and that pitch is upstairs. It's a good chance for Dusty Hillman to give some of his kids some work, see what they've got in game situations. Sumrall did not have the lead until the 6th inning. And now they've got their foot on the gas. 3-0 to Marshall Phillips. Will they let him swing on 3-0? We'll see. There's a drive. He was swinging on 3-0, and he put that one into the stratosphere. Caleb Hamill tuning in from his back porch celebrating Mississippi State's 8-3 win over Texas. So good for the Bulldogs. 3-1 is the count. Maybe it was 3-2. Ball 4 outside, and Marshall Phillips gets an RBI as he walks. So base is still loaded. Marshall gets his first RBI of the day, and here's Norred now with the bases loaded. He's the 9th man to come to the plate, and this has popped up straight behind home plate. Who will call it? The catcher will call for it. That's Carson Evans, and he gloves it. So Sumrall comes up with 3 more. 3 runs on no hits. All walks and hit batsmen. We go to the last chance 7th for Taylorsville. It's Sumrall 9, Taylorsville 4. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball on the YouTube channel, powered by Dandy Dan's, with location in Sumrall and Bellevue. So here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance 7th for the Tartars, and they've got some work to do. Boy, they had this game well in hand until the 6th inning when the Bobcats hit the snooze alarm. And they go back to the top of the order now, and Cedric Beavers leads it off. And Odom is back on to try to secure this win by himself without any help. There's a foul tip. Beavers has singled and scored. He struck out swinging and struck out looking. He is 1 for 3. Knight in on the edge of the grass at first base as Beavers showed bunt there. Breaking ball and a beauty drops in there for strike 2. Kelby Jordan in the on-deck circle. Sumrall looking to go 2-0. And because we've got other teams, broadcast crews getting in and out of here because of this tournament, we'll just let you know our next webcast is scheduled for Tuesday night in Jackson. There's the tag on the strikeout, and down he goes, 1 away. That's the 4th strikeout for Odom. And here's Kelby Jordan. That game is scheduled for Tuesday night up at JA, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if it gets moved to Sumrall. Jordan was hit by a pitch in the first. He doubled in the second and popped out to first in the 5th. There's a grounder to first. Knight will take it himself on the 3 unassisted, 2 up and 2 down. So the Wildcats are an out away. Here Evans has singled. He's singled twice, actually, and struck out. This has been the guy that's, if any damage has been done to the Sumrall team today, it's been by this guy. You can see why. He's, like I said, this guy is an 8-cylinder model. This guy doesn't get a lot of mileage to the gallon, I'll tell you. But he's big and strong. Playing him deep in center field is Rayner, and straight away. First pitch, fastball, strike. Boy, Odom is focused now. And again, Sumrall hasn't even begun to scratch the surface on this pitching staff. I mean, it is deep and wide and young and old, tall and short. They got it all on the pitching staff. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Base is empty, 2 away. Sumrall leads at 9-4. The Tartars got all of their runs in the first inning and have been mute ever since. Well, you can see Odom's feeling it now, isn't he? 0-2 pitch. There's a chopper toward third. Norrid's got it. Throw to first. Stretch by Knight. He's got it. That retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Sumrall has defeated Taylorsville 9-4. Levi Odom gets the win to go 1-0. And again, our next webcast scheduled for Tuesday night at Jackson Academy. But follow the Bobcats on social media to find out if there's any game changes, any schedule changes, or whatnot. Thank you for all of our sponsors for their support. Looking forward to a great season and glad that you are with us. Again, the final score, Sumrall 9, Taylorsville 4. The Bobcats go to 2-0 on the year. For producer Richard Thompson, I'm Kelly Sander. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's, with 2 locations in Bellevue and Sumrall.